At the edge of the great whispering forest lay a shimmering body of water known as Silver Lake. Its surface sparkled like polished glass, always bright, even on cloudy days. People from far and wide came just to admire it, but no one ever dared to sail too close to the center. For there, beneath the still water, resting on the lake bed, lived a dragon, an ancient creature known as Lemera, the sleeping dragon of Silver Lake. Lemera was no ordinary dragon. Her scales were made of shimmering silver, and when she breathed, tiny bubbles of glowing mist drifted to the surface. Long ago, she had protected the valley from storms and brought gentle rains when the crops needed water. But after many centuries of watching over the land, she grew tired and fell into a deep, magical sleep, one that would only end when the valley truly needed her again. The people respected her slumber, living peacefully around the lake. Among them was a curious and cheerful boy named Finn, who lived with his grandmother in a cozy cottage by the shore. Ever since Finn was little, he had been fascinated by the stories his grandmother told, stories of Lemara's kindness, her shimmering wings, and her promise to wake only for a great purpose. Finn often sat on the dock and watched the water, wondering what the dragon really looked like. One sunny morning, as Finn skipped stones across the lake, he noticed something strange. The water, usually bright and clear, had begun to dim. Instead of sparkling silver, the surface looked pale and dull, as if a shadow had draped itself over the lake. Finn frowned. The fish that usually leaped playfully no longer broke the surface. The birds that sang atop the willow trees were silent. Finn hurried home to his grandmother. "Gran, something's wrong with the lake." She stepped outside, leaning on her wooden cane, and peered toward the water. Her face grew pale. "The lake's losing its light." That night, the village elders gathered in the meeting hall, worry etched on their faces. Finn sat quietly at the back, listening. "The Silver Lake is the heart of our valley," Elder Rowan said gravely. "If it dims, our crops will fail, the rivers will dry, and all life around us will weaken." "Is the dragon waking?" someone whispered. "No," Elder Rowan answered. "Lemera sleeps still, but something is draining her magic." A chill ran through the hall. Finn's heart thumped. He didn't know how, but he felt that he needed to do something. The next morning, he packed his small bag, a piece of warm bread, a carrot, a water skin, and his favorite wooden flute. Then, before the sun had fully risen, he walked quietly to the lake shore. Lying beside the lake was a small rowboat, old but sturdy. Finn climbed in and began to paddle toward the center, where the dimming light was most noticeable. The water grew colder as he neared the middle, and strange ripples spread across the surface as if something beneath was stirring. "Lemera," Finn whispered, even though he knew she was asleep. A soft hum rose from the depths, like a distant heartbeat. The boat rocked gently. Finn leaned over the edge and gasped. The silver glow he was used to seeing beneath the water was nearly gone. The dragon's silhouette was faint, her shimmering aura almost extinguished. Just then, a sudden rush of cold wind swept across the lake. Dark clouds gathered overhead. Finn shivered and clutched his flute. A whisper echoed across the water thin, frightening, like a voice carried by the wind. The magic fades. The dragon weakens. Finn looked around wildly. Who's there? From the far side of the lake rose a swirling shaped arc, wispy and full of twisting shadows. It formed a ghostly creature with glowing eyes. Finn's breath caught. "I am Noxra," the shadow said. "Long ago I was banished by Lamora's light, but now she sleeps, and her power fades. Soon darkness will claim Silver Lake." Finn trembled. He knew he was just a boy. How could he fight a creature made of shadows? But then he remembered his grandmother's stories. Lamora was not only powerful but gentle. She had chosen to protect the valley. If she had trusted the people she guarded, then perhaps they needed to trust themselves too. Finn raised his flute to his lips. "I don't have magic," he whispered, "but maybe I can still help." He closed his eyes and began to play. A soft, trembling melody drifted from his flute, gentle like ripples on the lake, bright like morning birdsong. The notes floated through the air, weaving through the shadows. His fear slowly faded, replaced by a quiet courage. The lake responded. The faint silver glow beneath the water flickered once, twice, then glowed just a little brighter. The hum from the deep strengthened. Finn's melody grew louder, stronger. Noxra hissed, "Stop. The dragon must not wake." But Finn didn't stop. He played with all his heart, every note filled with hope. The water rippled outward in shining circles. The glow beneath the boat brightened further, forming a silhouette, two great wings, then a long tail, then a majestic head. A massive silver shape rose slowly from the depths, and the water around it shimmered with light. Lamera, the sleeping dragon of Silver Lake, opened her shimmering eyes at last. With a mighty breath, she exhaled a burst of radiant mist that shot into the sky. The clouds tore apart. The sun returned. The lake transformed into pure silver once more. Noxra shrieked as the light struck him, dissolving the shadows like smoke in the wind. In moments, the darkness was gone. Finn sat in the rocking boat, wide-eyed, as Lamera lowered her great head toward him. "You played the song of courage," she said gently, her voice deep and warm. "Your heart woke me." Finn swallowed. "I just wanted to help." "And you did," Lamera said. "Because even the smallest heart can carry the strongest light." She touched the lake with her glowing tail, restoring its magic completely. The birds returned. The fish swam happily once more. The valley shone brighter than ever. Finn returned home a hero. His grandmother hugged him with tears of pride in her eyes. From that day on, whenever the lake shimmered extra brightly, the villagers would say, "Lamara remembers the boy who woke her with a song." And Finn, whenever he sat by Silver Lake, played his flute, softly knowing that somewhere beneath the shining surface, a dragon listened with a grateful heart. The end.